Our next guest here on Sports Medicine Weekly on this Saturday morning comes to us from Aesculap Biologics, and it is Dr. Bob Spiro. He's a Senior Vice President, Biologics, Development, Scientific, and Clinical Affairs with Aesculap. And Doc, thanks so much for joining us here on this Saturday morning.
Great to be here.
Appreciate it. I want to talk a little bit about treating and restoring damaged cartilage, something you guys do the best of anyone. Why is damaged cartilage, Doc, so difficult to heal?
Yeah, it's a great question. It really stems from the fact that cartilage is really a unique and specialized type of tissue that's found within our body. It's there to provide a shock-absorbing function as well as a friction-free surface for joints like our knees that have to move almost constantly on a day-to-day basis. And the problem is it has relatively few cells in it, and the cells that are there in an adult really just don't have the activity to repair damage when it does occur. And I think probably the biggest reason is that there's no direct blood supply or nerve supply to this type of tissue, so you can't get new cells brought in the way you would in a normal wound healing situation, say in skin or bone. So unfortunately, once you damage it, it's just not going to heal.
Wow. And why is it important to treat damaged cartilage?
Well, once we damage it, if we didn't want to use that joint for the rest of our lives, we'd be fine. But the fact is we need to use it every day. And really what's happening once you damage it, you're really loading it and degrading it a little more every day, every time you walk on it, and because it can't heal. And it's those kind of daily activities that over the years just continue to grind and wear away the rest of the cartilage on the joint until you end up to the point where really a total joint replacement is your only option to restore function and quality of life. It's kind of like a pothole in the road. If you don't fix that and you keep driving over it, it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
All right, so you got damaged cartilage, but you're able to treat damaged cartilage, correct? There is a treatment for it?
That is correct. We have a new technology that's coming out, current clinical trial with, and it's a product called NovaCart 3D, but what that technology allows us to do is we can now take a tiny piece of your own healthy cartilage out of your knee that's remaining there. We can isolate the cells that are present in that tissue, and we can kind of trick them to multiply and grow pretty much over a 3-week period or so. We then put them on a special scaffold or matrix, and that's shipped back to your surgeon, who will then implant that cell device right back into the defect. And because it's your cells that we've now kind of tricked to start making new cartilage again, once that implant is placed into the defect, it fills in with brand new cartilage, your cells, your tissue, and more importantly, it keeps the rest of the joint from degrading away. So we really think this treatment will really help to stop the osteoarthritic process and really at least be able to delay the need for a total joint replacement.
That's really interesting stuff. Dr. Bob Spiro joining us from Aesculap Biologics. Where are you guys based out of?
Yeah, we're in the Lehigh Valley area, just about an hour north of Philadelphia, in Center Valley, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and you talk about the NovaCart 3D. We have mentioned that before on this show, Sports Medicine Weekly. And by the way, our website is sportsmedicineweekly.com. How long, Doc, does something like that, have you guys been going through the process of this clinical trial, the NovaCart 3D, before you finally decide to have people involved with it?
Yeah, we're right in the middle of our pivotal phase 3 trial right now. It's the last trial we need to do in order to get FDA approval to sell this product. So we need about 233 patients, and as I said, we're about halfway through that.
Again, our guest is Dr. Bob Spiro. He is with Aesculap Biologics. So I want to ask, who's eligible for the clinical trial?
Yeah, we have a pretty wide age range. If you're between 18 and 65 years old, you're not too overweight, and you have knee pain that is being caused by cartilage damage. And as long as it hasn't progressed too far down that osteoarthritic pathway, and again, not bone on bone, and your doctor can really help with that type of diagnosis, you could be eligible to take part in this trial.
And how have the results been so far?
Yeah, it's actually a product that, at least in Europe and in Germany, has been on the market since about 2003. So we have data and treatment from over 18,000 patients in Europe. So we pretty much know it works. We just have to go through this final trial for the FDA in the U.S. to get approval to sell it here in the U.S.
Yeah, that was my question, Doc, that the U.S. a little more stringent than in the FDA than other countries?
I mean, not so much. It's really kind of equaled out over the years, and the FDA is just doing their job. They want to make sure that any product is safe and effective, before they give approval. So it's just the type of hoops we have to jump through.
Good. What's the best way people can find out more about your clinical trial, NovaCart 3D?
I'd say either search on that term, go to our website, aesculapbiologics.com, and all that information would point you in the right direction. We have about 30-plus sites spread out through the United States that are participating in this trial, so it's pretty straightforward to find an investigator on a site.
Well, I love modern technology again, and it's not easy to spell Aesculap, AESCULAP, biologics.com. Aesculap Biologics. Dr. Bob Spiro joining us this morning from Center Valley, Pennsylvania with Aesculap. Thanks so much, Doc, for your expertise and sharing with us treating and restoring damaged cartilage.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Up next here on Sports Medicine Weekly, our staple of the show, Dr. Brian Cole will join us in our Ask the Doctor segment. You're listening to Sports Medicine Weekly here on 670 The Score.